Good afternoon, everybody. Time for a wolfofbricks.com update. Once again, I am Jim, and this is where we talk about Lego investing and reselling. So if you don't know already, we are in the middle of our Best Bin Duel giveaway, right? So there's two things you need to do in order to win this. First thing you need to do is subscribe if you haven't done it already. And the next thing you need to do is go to my previous video. I will have the link below. And you need to write down in the comments what set you're looking forward to the most for Lego releases of 2022. It's really interesting. I've seen a lot of people comment on the sets that they're looking forward to, and it seems like that the T-Rex Breakout is probably the #1 set. The interesting thing, though, is that I was mentioning to the Patreon members today that the #1 set that I'm looking forward to for 2022 when it comes to reselling, not collecting and building, but reselling, hasn't even been mentioned in the comments below. So we'll see what happens. That's actually good news because I want this set to be under the radar as much as possible. It is a release. It's not out yet, but it will be out later this year, and I'm looking forward to potentially scooping those up. The last thing I want to chat about before we get into the main topic is I did a silver video many months ago last year, and I talked about the 2021 Morgans. They were going to be sold for, I believe, $85, and this was going to be a release sometime around October, end of 2021, right? Well, I just happened to be in a coin store the other day, and I saw those sitting on the shelves, and I mentioned in the past that these are coin sets, right, that should do very well. And so I said to myself, I wonder what they're going for on eBay. And as you could see, you know, the prices are kind of all over the place, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. We have $198 and change there, $145, and it just keeps on going. And I'm talking about the ones in the actual commemorative boxes, not the ones that are graded. So, you know, you're talking about 4 or 5 months of a wait time from 85 to maybe 150. That's really not bad. If that was the way it was for most of the coins on the US Mint, I guarantee you I would be doing coins more than Legos. It's much easier to store coins than it is 1,000 sets of Legos. All right, so let's dive right in. Right now you're looking at Amazon.com, and I actually thought about doing this video many months ago, right? And I think at the time there was maybe only 1 or 2. I can't remember. There just wasn't enough information for me to do a video on it, right? And you know, I will be asked questions. What do you look for when it comes to investing? And this should be no secret. I look for things that nobody else is looking for. So everybody's looking for the T-Rex Breakout, right? And if you're a builder and collector, that's great. I guarantee you, I will not be buying that set. I will buy 1 or 2 for personal builds and maybe a gift, but I am not going to sell any of those after they retire. And of course, that means I really won't be buying any either. But these Monster Jam things, man, they've been intriguing me for some time. And there's 3 of them, right? There's this one monster truck weak sauce that's the city, and we're not going to talk about that. But we are going to talk about Gravedigger set number 42118. We will be talking about El Toro Loco set number 42135. And of course, Max D set number 42119. These are sets that I don't own yet, but let me tell you, I'm very tempted to, you know, put my toe in there, and eventually I will. I'm just trying to wait and see when I can and what prices I can get them at. And these sets are not retired, right? So we're just going to do as we always do. We're going to go to Amazon and Camel Camo. It'll be interesting when we take a look at this. And of course, I do have an Excel spreadsheet at the very end where I talk about the return on investments. So this truck, the Gravedigger truck, has been around for the longest time. I'm actually surprised Bigfoot isn't on here yet. You would think that that would be probably the first one that they would put out, but nonetheless, they do have Gravedigger, and I'm happy to have it here. When you go to Camel Camo, you could see, you know, there's a lot of price action, right? There are availability issues. I was at Walmart earlier today, And I didn't see any of these sets. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go out and buy them. You could go on Amazon and buy them. They're not as popular as Hatchimals or whatever out there, the Titanic or other sets. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. And you can see the cheapest Amazon has sold this at is $15.99. And the max it's sold at, it says $42, but that's whenever it was just released. I'd pretty much say that after it was released, this line right here, the $33, I think that's a fair enough price to put it on. So that's a pretty good return on investment. The next thing you have is the Monster Jam El Toro Loco. And these things are cool, man. They're functional. They jump off of things. You pull them back, and I mean, they're really cool. I would think when it comes to activities with your children, that these three sets might even be more popular than Speed Champions. I guarantee you these sets are not over-hoarded like Speed Champions, right? And that's what we want. Now, unfortunately, when you go to Camel 3X here, it is a Scud missile, right? There's really no information. It's a broken chart, but that's fine. When you go to Max D, set number 42119, you have the buy box price at $19.99. And when you go to Camel 3X again, you have a much better chart. And this is really interesting, right? We are right now in the throes of not a price war, but supply issues. So you can see there's a lot of volatility when it comes to selling on the third-party market, whether it's FBA or FBM. And there clearly is supply issues, right? So much for that warehouse in Mexico that everybody keeps talking about. And the cheapest you could have got it, of course, was $15.99. And the max you could have sold it for was, you know, it looks like somewhere around $42 right here. That's pretty recent, right? So if you threaded the needle carefully, I mean, you could have got it right here. Looks like back in, you know, early January, and then sold it, you know, sometime at the beginning of February, which is not bad. And when you go to the Excel, you can see that these are target prices that I put on Amazon and eBay. I think eBay, the $35 price, is a little bit more conservative, which is fine. We're not trying to overestimate and act like this is hotcakes we're selling or something like that. Man, I do think that the $45 mark is a pretty fair price, whether it's the first or second Q4 after these sets retired. So across the board, I gave it 125% ROI if it's on Amazon and 75% ROI if it's on eBay. And my goal this year is I'm not buying sets that are 20% or less at a discount. It has to be more. It has to be 21 or more. So for this, I put in a price of 25% off, which if you look at that ROI difference, you're going from 125 to 200% ROI, which is not bad. And when you do that for eBay, you could see that the ROI increases from 75% to 133%. And here's the thing, folks. You know, I've said in the past that there are certain situations where it might be a good idea to just go ahead and play the field. Now, of course, I don't give investment advice. This is purely for entertainment reasons. But this would be one of those scenarios where whenever it comes time for me to purchase these sets, I'm going to be doing even quantities, right? I might start with 10 of Gravedigger, 10 of Toro Loco, 10 of Max D, right? And then over time, I'll keep on going. I'm not going to, you know, do something silly where I'm just going to put all of my money into Gravedigger. There's really no reason to. You want to kind of play the field. In the end, you will benefit from it. Hope you enjoyed the video, my friends. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Jim with wolfofbricks.com. Always go out there and get it.